Let's look at the pattern of using a ref file to manage large projects, where some assets may be shared between projects. Just to let you know, in order to financially support the creation of this content, I've decided to include the occasional ad. Thank you for your understanding. So what do I mean by a ref file? Well, this is a convention. It's not required by USD, but I've seen in a couple of projects, instead of having our hummingbirds, two hummingbirds referred directly to the bird, I might want to move this bird model out of my project and off into a library. And I'd have to find every single reference to the bird throughout all my files and update them. And so one way to protect against that is to create a ref file to the bird and then have all my references pointing to that ref file, and that single file then points off to the location of where the bird model actually is. Let's try and actually go about doing this. So I've got my birds here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these birds. So I'm going to delete the two birds. I'm going to create a new USD file, and we're going to call it ref underscore hummingbird. I'm going to then open it up. I'm going to save my current project. So inside my bird, what I'm going to do is create a reference to my hummingbird, and I'm going to save that. And so I've got a ref hummingbird, and if I have a look and edit in this file, it's got things about the camera, but about the only thing in it is a reference off to the actual hummingbird file. So if I want to move the file now, I'm just going to update this one ref file and update this path name. Let's close that file off and finish editing to clean up the temporary file. And so then we're going to come back to my project file, and so now I'm going to add references to my bird again. So add reference, and I'm going to pick my ref hummingbird file, drag that under birds, and then I'm just going to cheat. I'm going to duplicate it, so I've got two of them. Zoom back a bit. Where are my birds? So you might notice here that we don't have types over here, and I can't, if I hit F, I can't find the birds. Did you remember what I did wrong? Well, luckily it's pretty easy to fix. What the problem was is in this file, when I created a new file, I forgot to set the root as a default prim. So that means when I referenced the file, it didn't pull anything out of it because there was no default prim in the file. So if I save that, and I go back to the main project, and I pick my bird, the move ball tool to get him up out of the grass. And the main advantage of doing it this approach is for large projects where you want to reuse the same objects a lot, rather than referencing that model file every single time you use it. It can be advantageous to have a ref file as an intermediate file, and then you only have to update that ref file once if you want to move the actual models off somewhere else. That was all this time. Hope you found that useful.